Good evening. Tonight, we turn our attention to a growing crisis on the streets of NBA 2K. Across the nation, thousands of players are being forced to take the floor with no badges, no upgrades, and no chance of survival. The 60 overall epidemic has reached a breaking point, and our team went undercover to see what life is like in the shoes of a brown shirt. To get the best idea of what life is like as a brown shirt, we need to run through the park and find one, then attempt to get their thoughts on this situation. Oh, here goes a victim right here. Let's attempt to get his thoughts on this story. Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just chilling on 2K26. I'm actually with All Sauce News and was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
Well, I can't find the game, so I guess I'm down for a few questions.
Harry Johnson here reporting live in the park where we sit down with this bum to see why his life sucks so much. Alright, Bo, so my first question for you. What is it like to be a 60 overall in 2K26?
Well, to be honest, it freaking sucks. It's like I got COVID and it's 2020 again. Everybody steps off if I get on the got next. I can't find a game. I don't know what to do anymore.
I'm really sorry to hear about that, Bo, and you are not the only one going through this, and that is why this interview is so important, and I really appreciate you taking the time. But that does lead me to my next question. Have you or are you thinking of buying VC so people will not step off of the got next due to your overall?
Well, I did think about it. Well, I gave the middle finger to that purchase VC screen. Because ain't no damn way I'm giving this game more money. They wanted $100 for the early access. I said, screw that. I bought the $70 version and I ain't got no damn shame.
Once again, I'm sorry you have to go through the pain of being a low overall in this game, Bo, but that does make me curious, and I do have one last question for you. How do you find games and get them to stay on the got next?
Well, if I'm being honest, I just sit in the corner over here and I kind of just wait for people to have one player needed, and then I just swipe on through and step on the got next and hope the game starts before they spam the beat. It's probably got like a 70% success rate somewhere in there. I haven't done the actual math on it.
Wow, Bo, that is just some crazy insight, and I cannot believe that is how you get games. That is insane that you have to do that, and I'm sorry you have to go through these struggles, Bo. That being said, I do appreciate you taking the time to sit down with All Sauce News and do this interview. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you, Bo, and stay saucy. And there he is, playing by himself on that court over there. Best of luck to you, Bo. Thank you for interviewing with us. But I'm still curious. I want to interview at least one more person. And since there was only one brown shirt in this park, being Bo himself, and it's actually pretty empty now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a brown shirt's natural habitat, the theater. And would you look at that? We already found a brown shirt. He's over at the squad finder. We're going to go over to this guy. We're going to try and invite him to a party and ask him a couple questions. Hello?
Yo, what's up,
Just chilling in the theater on 2K26, trying to find some 60 overalls to interview. Would you mind if I asked you a couple questions?
Like, what you talking about? Ask me a couple questions.
Yeah, man, I'm actually with All Sauce News. We're doing a report today on the life of a 60 overall in 2K26. So if you wouldn't mind, just step over here, and then if you want to just look the way I'm looking, we can look right at the camera and start this interview.
So I'll do this interview, but you gonna play a couple games with me.
Yeah, we'll work something out for sure, bro. Let's just get this interview done, and we'll go from there. Harry Johnson here live in the theater where this brown shirt is considering starting an OnlyFans for VC. So my first question, why don't you just buy VC? I mean, you just bought the game, you mentioned you just got it, so why not just buy VC as well?
No, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got money to buy VC right now. I got bills. I ain't trying to waste no damn money on VC. I honestly can't afford it. So it's not that I don't want to buy VC, it's that I can't.
No, that is a common problem for a lot of players in this game, especially for ones just like you who just got the game. You just blew $70, why would you want to spend any more? Completely understandable. But that leads me to my next question. What is the toughest part of the grind?
Well, yeah, I definitely say the hardest part is trying to make it through these damn games as a 60 overall. I just be getting cooked.
I'm really sorry to hear about these struggles you're having as a 60 overall on the streets of 2K26. I only have one last question for you, then I'll let you go and you can start getting cooked again. So my last question today, how do you feel about Ronnie 2K?
All he do is lie. Man, I still remember when that man said underwater parks. Them shits were the same.
Alright, well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with All Sauce News, but that is all from me, and good luck on getting trashed some more, but get that overall up, buddy.
Yo, man, so you gonna, like, play a couple games with me, or, like, how that going?
Yeah, which one do you want to run on? And after hearing how much these players are suffering on a day-to-day basis, we somehow managed to get an interview with Ronnie over Zoom. And here's what he had to say. Harry Johnson here, live in the streets, where we have a live feed of the man behind the scam, Ronnie 2K. And we're gonna go ahead and ask him a couple questions. Do you feel good about yourself?
You guys can think whatever you want.
So we got some wonderful insight from the victims of VC, but to really understand their pain, we had to put ourselves in the 2K generics of a 60 overall brown shirt. That's right, we created a brand new guy at 60 overall, and today we're going to show the struggles of a brown shirt firsthand. And at the end of the journey, we'll see just how much I'm able to upgrade our guy. And just real quick, to make sure we have the correct amounts, I'm going to show you right now my starting amount of VC is 42,581. The first thing we did was take him straight into park, and that was to see just how difficult life really was. And let's just say, we might need to pick a different game mode. We waited nearly 10 minutes just to get into a game, but when we finally did, this happened.
Yo, man, you're gonna mic? Number 39 in Oklahoma, dude, you're about to get... Dude, you're so lucky I'm lagging, dude.
Yeah, that was my teammate, and we got absolutely cooked. To find our second game, we used a similar method to what Bo does. We played dead right next to the got next spot, and believe it or not, it worked. That is until I realized my teammate was literally a 62 overall. And to make things worse, this is who I'm guarding. And surprise, surprise, we didn't even touch the ball again. And for my performance, I basically got rewarded with a half-eaten bag of chips. And in our third and final game, things were actually different. For a moment, we gave the other team a fight, but then lost 23-14. But hey, we actually did something. 10 points, 4 rebounds. And that got us 225 VC. So better than nothing. Next up was the theater. But before we go into the theater, we have to stop and get our daily reward. The reward we got was 1,500 VC, which isn't much, but hey, we'll take anything at a 60 overall. So here we are in the theater, and finding a game, to be honest, actually wasn't that bad. In our first game, we had some teammates who definitely took some questionable shots.
Oh god, blame me. What?
And even though they were pretty trash, this is the theater. So somehow we still managed to pull away with a win. And for that win, we walked away with 363 VC.
See, I'm actually about to quit 2K. I'm getting my money back.
And in game 2, we got paired up with a 75 overall who was absolutely wet from 3. And this dude carried us with 15 points, and somehow we walked away with our second win in a row. And for that win, we got 265 VC, which might not sound like much, but at a 60 overall, everything helps. And in game 3, we actually got the same teammate we had in the first game, the one who used his mom's credit card to get to a 64. But unfortunately, that did not help us at all this game. And it wasn't even his fault, because our other teammate, Patty is hung. Yeah, he decided to not show up and shoot 1 for 7, and also managed to give up 12 points on defense. So unfortunately, we take a loss in our last game of the theater. But at least I was able to walk away with another 228 VC.
I hate this game, bro.
For our next and final online mode, we took our 60 overall to the wreck, and that was to see just how bad the living conditions are for a 60 overall in this mode. And in our first wreck game, we surprisingly cooked the other team. I just fell short of a triple-double, finishing with 8 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. That earned me an A- teammate grade, and we won 70-53. And for that performance, I got 935 VC to add to our trust fund. In game 2, I stuck to my role, rebounding and getting the playmakers the ball, and it worked. We won 69-27 in an absolute blowout. Though everything wasn't good for me. I ended the game with a goose egg, 0 points, but I also had 13 rebounds and 6 assists. And getting an A- teammate grade again, I was able to earn another 924 VC. And at this point, I started to think, hey, maybe I can actually get away with being a 60 overall in rec. But you see, that's where reality set in. Because 2K must have heard me talk, because they decided to match me and a bunch of other 60-70 overall teammates against a team with players rated 94 and above. Awesome matchmaking, 2K. And yeah, as you'd expect, this game was not pretty at all. And it was so bad, even one of our teammates started crashing out.
You just called all the timeouts for what? I called a timeout to stop that takeover going up. What did you call it for? Cause now we ain't got none. Trash ass. 2K gotta stop putting me in these lobbies with these weak ass bro. I swear to God, bro. Beyond irritating.
And when it comes to the other team, this is all I heard all game. And if that wasn't bad enough, it was 64-21 at halftime, leaving only me and the point guard left. the guy who's not playing defense. And we ended up getting exiled off the court. But hey, there was one bright spot. I dropped 22 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists. And with another A- teammate grade, that got us 630 VC. So we at least got something positive out of this game. And after our rec center story had concluded, we finished our investigation with my career. And of course, we had to make sure the struggle was as hard as possible, so we put that bad boy in Hall of Fame difficulty, so hopefully we can maximize some profits.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy MP here.
In our first My Career game, we didn't really play much, but we did our best, scoring 12 points and grabbing 6 rebounds. And with that effort, we finished the game with a C+ teammate grade. But hey man, I'm a 60 overall and barely played, so I'll take it. Either way, that still got us 856 VC, so not as bad as you'd think. And for our next My Career game, we went ahead and simmed to the next key game, and of course, it had to be against Giannis. But we still did battle and did the best we could, finishing with 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. That earned us a B- teammate grade, and for that performance, we walked away with another 933 VC. And for our third and final game, we simmed ahead to another key game matchup. This time, it was against the Knicks, and somehow in the sim, they decided to make me a starter. I guess my 10 points a game is really showing them potential. But we finished this game with another 10-point performance and 7 rebounds, and that ended up getting us 944 VC to add to our savings. And that leads us to our big reveal, just how much we've earned in our journey of being a 60 overall. So in our journey as a 60 overall today, we earned a total of 10,068 VC. And we're going to put this towards our guy to make him a little bit more respectable. We put most of it into his 3-pointer and defensive rebounding for now. But after all that, we were only able to move up 2 overalls. And now we're sitting at just a 62. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see us make a series out of these types of videos where we continue to upgrade our guy, no money spent. Once again, thank you for joining us this evening. This has been All Sauce News with All Sauce Reporting. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and remember, stay saucy out there, America.
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar.